Welcome back to Beyond the Spread. I am Bryce Medeiros. We got ball. Excuse me. We got ball to talk about. Where do we want to start? We got college football off the bat. I mean, it was a great college football weekend. Hang on. Great college football weekend. It was that we had some incredible games. We had some fucking shocking ones. It's really, it is what it is. My picks haven't been the best. We'll get to the UCF pick here in a second, but it was a great college football weekend, great NFL weekend. We had some shocking things, some things we need to clean up and kind of really dial in with especially with the NFL teams. College football is college football. You can have an outright favorite or a pick, and the next game it could totally blow up in your face. I mean, kind of look at what Texas is doing right now. Texas is what, 2-1. They're not playing the best football. Okay, they're not playing the best football. Let's just jump into Texas and the whole Arch situation. They played UTEP. As Texas top 10 team in the country, it's like, hey, we shouldn't be fighting for points against UTEP right now. Like no disrespect to UTEP, but also like disrespect to UTEP. Because if you're a Texas fan or even a Texas player, like we should be putting these guys in the fucking ground. We should win by 50 and cover this giant spread that we're getting. But they didn't. They put up 24, 27 points, something like that, and UTEP put up like 10, 6, something like that. Some weird game. But like you're looking at this on paper before the game starts, and you're like, Texas should win by 1,000,000. Like, no disrespect, but also disrespect. So it's like, okay, let's play with some fucking confidence, Texas, and let's get our head of our asses. Now, as far as Arch Manning goes, hand up, I was part of the problem. The conversations had around, me and even my friend groups was like, okay, it's Arch Manning. Like, we played in a few games last year. Like, he was behind Quinn Ewers. Sarkisian was like, hey, Quinn's our guy. We're going to play Quinn, even though Arch, he's not ready, all that kind of stuff. He's got a small package. And whenever he came in, it was electric because everyone's like, this is what our future holds. Now that he's here, it's like, okay, he's close. I don't even know how to put it. It's like it's his first year starting. Yes, were the expectations incredibly high on this guy, and was he very humbled during interviews throughout the entire offseason? Like, hey, I haven't proved anything yet. But he probably had a good gauge on his game and how he was practicing. So it's kind of like we were like, he's winning the Heisman, no doubt about it, or he's going to be in the conversation. I had Texas possibly winning the national championship because of the Arch hype. Like, it was a conversation being had where it's like, that defense is solid. They have returning starters across the board, and you add in Arch Manning, who's supposed to be the next coming of fucking Andrew Luck, Jesus. So it's like, how is it not working out? I don't know. So it's kind of shocking to see, honestly, where I had high expectations for Arch. I bet you the entire Texas fan base had high expectations for Arch. So it's kind of tough. Even as like, I'm not a Longhorns fan. I have buddies who are Longhorns fan. It's like horns down forever, but it's like, I think I've been expecting a lot more. I'm still kind of waiting. I'm not gonna push any buttons and be like, he's not the answer. He's not the guy. I think he has potential to be a really good guy. So it's kind of like, let's just wait on pushing the panic button. Texas, make the playoffs, maybe make a deep run, and then kind of gauge on how things went this past season. Because he's coming back next year. If you were to tell anyone's like, he's going to be the number one pick, like, based off the first 3 weeks, he's not getting drafted in the first round. Someone might pick him up because his name's Manning and he has a pretty good arm and he can move. But other than that, it's like, he's coming back next year. And look, I know we're in week 3, but this is long-term thinking. Like, he's going to come back next year. He's going to be twice as good next year. So it's, again, not panic button, but it's like, I think we all were expecting Arch to be dicing people up, dropping 50 on everyone, and, being in the Heisman race even after week 3. Like, we expected that, and we expected to be talking about Texas in a manner of, hey, these guys are going to be the national champions. Like, there's no one even close to it, all that kind of stuff. Texas, Arch, I'm not worried about it. Again, it's college football. Even if you look at the NFL, it's like defense is always ahead of the offense because there's so many intricacies with the offense that you have to learn and then go off a certain defense because not every defense is the same. They're not playing the same, all that kind of stuff. Where defense is almost, I don't want to call it black and white, but it's simple, but you have to be unison in it. It's be connected, all that kind of stuff. Anyways, that's my I'll get off my soapbox about that. But let's jump to the next game. Georgia at Tennessee, all-time game. All-time game. I mean, it was back and forth. Tennessee runs it up in the first quarter. I was looking at the score. I was watching the game, all that kind of stuff. Tennessee looked amazing. They looked like one of the best teams in the country that first half. Then you see Georgia kind of get back into it late in the second quarter, 21-17, going to halftime, feeling comfortable. And then just offense just broke loose on both sides. Gunnar Stockton had a pretty good game. I don't know that Tennessee's quarterback name. I've talked about him. I will give him his flowers. He looks legit. I know he's a transfer in from somewhere. I don't remember what's his name, but he looks good. And even that Tennessee defense looks solid. I mean, they were fucking stopping the run. Again, Gunnar Stockton. Questions were, does he have a good deep ball? Can he throw the ball across the middle? I think he checked a lot of boxes as a Georgia fan. I think he checked a lot of boxes for me. Be like, hey, he can throw the ball pretty accurately. He definitely misses some throws now and then, but they're not bad misses. Georgia's defense, that's supposed to be, if not the best defense in the country, at least top 5. Granted, you got Ohio State and you got, Oklahoma defense, all that kind of stuff. Utah's defense, I'm looking at the teams right now. Miami's defense isn't bad. Tennessee scored all over Georgia. That quick offense, just go, go, go. We'll get the ball down the field. That Josh Heupel offense. It was an amazing game, and it comes down to the kicker. It is... You almost feel bad for kickers like this. In the NFL, it's like, all right, dude, you're making millions of dollars to kick a ball. Like, I really don't feel bad for you. In college, it just means more. So it's like when the kicker misses, you're like, ooh, fuck, he's not going to any parties later. He's going to be in the dorm room or his house or whatever. He's going to be in his house until he makes a kick. Like, the one to go win the game just pushes it right. And he knew instantly came off his foot. I mean, I was excited that he missed it. And, it's just a little too late because you go into overtime. Georgia goes defense first. You get the stop. He makes the kick. It's like, okay, Tennessee's up 3. Tennessee defense doesn't get the stop. And we run it in because we run the ball so fucking well. You just never give up on the run game. You never give up on the run game. You pound it even if you don't want to pound it, you keep pounding it. But just an all-time game. Expectations for Georgia are slowly rising in my mind. I mean, we're 3-0. Yeah, we played dog shit the first 2 weeks. We didn't play any competition. But you go into Neyland and you get a dub, that's a huge, huge win. I was expecting this game to be incredibly close. Even based off the line, it was 3.5. Georgia didn't cover. But it was a huge, huge win. Speaking of my record and lines, last week went 3-3 in college football, and that brings my total record in college football this year to 5-11. We're getting back slowly but surely. One of these weeks, I'm gonna catch a hot streak. I'm gonna catch one soon. I can feel it. I just haven't seen the board clearly. We're 3-3 last week. We're 5-11, not where we want to be. Well below 50%. NFL, we're doing better. We'll get to NFL. I had a pretty good week on NFL, but let's go to the next game. Notre Dame versus A&M. Again, another all-time game. It was back and forth. You thought Notre Dame was about to take it over. I thought when Jeremiah Love got that 4th down conversion in the Wildcat, I'm like, it's over. It's done with. And then they score. Jeremiah Love punches it in. And then it was a good snap, bad hold. I think he just chunked it with his thumbs. He has fucking thumbs for hands. Your one job is just to be a hold kicker. Like, yeah, you might be the backup quarterback or maybe even just a permanent holder, all that kind of stuff. Your job is to hold that kick. You better be getting snaps in late in the game. You better be getting those snaps in late in the game so when shit like this happens. Because if they make that field goal, they win. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They win that game, or at least go into overtime and have a chance to win that game. but he's got the Apple Watch on. He probably thinks he looks swaggy. It's like, bro, no one's counting your steps. You're standing in position. Like, what are you tracking on that Apple Watch that you need in the middle of a fucking game, in a top 10 matchup, in one of the best environments in college football? Why the fuck are you rocking an Apple Watch? If it was a Fitbit, I'd be like, give the guy some leniency. Like, he's watching his tone and all that kind of stuff. But you checking notifications? You got money on games or something like that? It's like, take the Apple Watch off, bro. Misses the extra point. Texas A&M gets the kickoff return, and you're like, oh my God, okay, fine. We got 3 minutes to go back down the field. It was a holding call. At that point, you're kind of like, okay, defense step up. But the way that game went, that entire game, it was like defense wasn't there. No defense on either side was getting a stop. It was back and forth all night. So you're like, okay, just one stop. That's all we need. But sure enough, A&M, good for A&M. Probably one of the better wins they've had in a long time in recent memory. So shout out A&M getting the dub on the road in Notre Dame. Very impressive. Notre Dame 0-2. They followed, I think I saw 24 in the country. So it's like they really have to win out. They have a couple pretty good games left where they can build that resume back up. But starting out 0-2 is just horrendous. It's horrendous. It's tough to come back from that and be like, okay, we're going to be in the playoff and we're going to make noise. It's just not happening. I don't see it. Now, at the end of the season, this happened to Notre Dame last year. They lost to Northern Illinois and everyone forgot about it, and they got in the playoff and they made it to the championship. So like Notre Dame made us eat our words. So it's like, but you go in and get kind of waxed by Ohio State. So it's kind of also, do they make the playoffs? I don't know. At this point, I think it's a long shot. They obviously have to win out. They're not in a conference, so that benefits their schedule. They could maybe make the 5 seed. They're going to sneak in, I think, if they win out. But if they lose one, it's over. I think it's over regardless. Yeah, so good win for A&M, but Notre Dame just not the way you want to go. I have Clemson. I have written Clemson not good. Georgia Tech might be legit. They have 2 quality wins. They have 2 quality wins, and their schedule's pretty easy until you get to Georgia. Fuck, they could fuck around and sneak into the playoffs. They easily could. I had high hopes for Clemson. I thought Clemson was going to be really good. I thought, Cade Klubnik coming back, returning starter, mature quarterback, all this kind of stuff. We all know he's not the world's greatest passer, but he could throw the rock a little bit. Just not good. I'm going back on my thing. I thought, like I said earlier, you take LSU to the final play essentially, and then you go down, you're losing to Troy at one point. It's just not a good look. And then you lose to Georgia Tech, which, hey, granted to Georgia Tech, they're playing good ball right now, but they're just not good. I just don't think they're good. Could they still win the ACC? Possibly, but I really, really don't see it, especially the way this Miami team's playing. Yeah, that's really all I have. Dabo might get it turned around. He might not. The way I see it is Clemson's just not good. And I had high hopes for Clemson. I had high hopes for Clemson making it a deep run. Speaking of Miami dominated USF. South Florida, whatever. They dominated them. Look, USF, University of South Florida, you had a great couple games in the beginning of the season. Boise, and then you beat someone else. I forgot who it was. And look, I heard those USF fans in my comments. By all means, hand up. I was wrong. 17.5 is a shit ton of points. I was expecting USF to come out and play some football, not play fucking peewee football, and Miami play grown man football. That's kind of what I was expect. I didn't expect that. Okay. Miami absolutely dominated. It wasn't even close. I forgot where I was at. I think I was out. We were watching some of the games, and I kept looking. I was like, when the fuck is this game going to end? Like, they are up 42-6 right now. And it was just an ugly sight. Every 10 minutes, I'm like, we're still in the third quarter. What is going on? End this game. Get it out of my sight. Because I'm tired of getting chirped in my comments about this pick. Horrible pick on my end. Hand up. look, I respect. Talk your shit. It was a bad pick by me. I'm not perfect. Obviously, I'm 5-11 for a reason. I'm making bad picks right now. But guess what? We're learning and we're growing and we're adapting. That's what we're doing. We're making the right picks this week. We're making the right picks this week. Miami's legit too. I think Miami wins the ACC. I think Miami obviously gets in the playoffs, and then where's their ceiling? Because Carson Beck is playing pretty good ball right now. He's kind of rejuvenated himself into like a legit quarterback again. Just needed that little kick in his ass, I think. Miami's good. Miami's good. USF probably not going to be there at the end of the year. This is what we get for taking the fish bait after the 2 weeks. We should have jumped on it week 2 after they beat Boise. Be like, hey, USF, beat Florida? What the fuck are we talking about? I was late to the party. Could they still do it? Yeah, they still could, but probably not. The last college news I have is Nico Ulamea, the UCLA quarterback who, went from Tennessee, said, hey, I want X amount of dollars, takes a fucking discount going to UCLA, and Buddy is just not good. He left the perfect situation. It was an air raid offense. Josh Heupel has a great offense, great wide receivers, solid defense. You're playing in the SEC, some of the best athletes, some of the best games in college football, and you go to UCLA, Big Ten, they're ass, and he is not good. Talk about, look, I don't want to kick a man while he's down, but talk about a fucking bust. The dude was highly recruited. He had Heisman hopes last year at Tennessee. Doesn't make it. It was really after that Oklahoma game we kind of started looking at him in a different light. Like, maybe he's not that guy. Give him some time to develop. He's like, no, I'm going to get the fuck out of here and go to UCLA. He's stepping away from football, which that means he's going through it. He's like, what happened to me? Why did I make this decision? Probably so many numerous factors. I'm not going to kick the man while he's down, but he is not playing good football. Get your head right, get your mentals right, but you are not playing good football. That's just simple in that. And respect to you, you're getting paid, you're playing college football. I'm not. But we all had high hopes for you. And look, I believe in comeback stories. I believe in second chances, but Buddy's got to turn it around very quickly and maybe transfer next year. Probably will. He's like, UCLA is not for me. Whoever recruited him to UCLA, give him a fucking gold star or a raise for recruiting and selling him that, hey, we're going to compete in the Big Ten. You're not going to, because UCLA is ass. Capital ASS. Ass. Yeah, that's the news from this past week. I mean, obviously there were a couple good other games. But, I'm a big game talker. I'm not watching every game. I don't have the capability to watch every single game going on. I check scores. I'm checking, Twitter constantly, look for highlights and all that kind of shit. But this week, we got, 6 games. I try to keep it at 6 games. Make sure if I can break even, I can break even and not be on the losing side. It'd be nice if I was on the winning side. But I'm 5-11 for a reason. First game we got, Texas Tech at Utah. Utah is minus 3.5. I've seen some games of Utah. I haven't watched an ounce of Texas Tech this year. I know they have the most money spent in NIL to get some players there. That doesn't mean they're automatically good. I think the logical play is to either buy the points or just be like, Utah is really fucking good and they're going to make some noise throughout the entire season, which they've always been good. Like, ever since, the long hair, black hair, tore his each ACL probably 4 times, had surgery every time. He was like a 7th-year senior. Once he left, it was like, okay, we can not restart the program, but we can get some fresh blood in here and get old man grandpa out of here who's playing quarterback on one leg. I think I'm going Utah. I think Utah is really good. I think every game that they've been in, the last 3 at least, 2 or 3, they've just dominated everyone. And just because you spend the most money on NIL and get recruit players and all this kind of shit doesn't mean you're automatically a good team. I like Utah minus 3.5, especially since they're at home and it's a morning game. Give me the red cold Utah Utes, or red hot. I saw the jerseys and I was like, red gold, the cold ass jerseys. And I put red hot and then cold ass jerseys together. Give me see now I don't know what to say. Give me Utah Utes minus 3.5. I think this is a huge game. Auburn going to Oklahoma. Oklahoma minus the 6.5. Auburn's playing good ball. I think they could fuck around and be a good team. Now, does it proceed? Do they keep going? I mean, this is a 22 versus 6 matchup, I think, or 22 versus 8. I like what I saw from Oklahoma. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. I think Hugh Freeze, I think he's at Auburn. I think he's building something there, or has been trying to build something there. But from what I saw from Oklahoma the last 3 weeks or 2 weeks, I forgot what week we're in, I think it's Oklahoma -6.5. I like Mateer, the quarterback. I think their defense is going to be is really good. I just don't know. Obviously, and I obviously don't. This is a biased pick. This is a pure knowledge based pick that I know nothing about Auburn, and I'm going to run with the points because I've seen Oklahoma play a handful of times now. Let's go Oklahoma -6.5. Michigan at Nebraska. Michigan -2.5. This is also formerly known as the Bussin Bowl. The boys, Will Compton, Taylor Wan. I watched their clips. I'm like a tier 2 to 3 range. Ever since I used to be a tier 1. I'm not as much anymore because jobs. I don't listen to podcasts as much anymore. I love them. I think they're fucking fantastic. Now, when it comes down to this game, are we getting Dylan Raiola at home, fucking doing the Patrick Mahomes shit, he started incorporating the hand? It's weird. It's super, super weird. One reason why I think Patrick Mahomes shaved his head, other than he's not in college anymore, is because Dylan Raiola has the same haircut as him. Like, I think that is fairly accurate. I think that if you put truth serum into Patrick Mahomes, at least 1% is going to be like, yeah, Dylan Raiola, that kid who's trying to copy every little move that I have, the jump, the patting on the chest, all that kind of shit, the sleeve on the right. Like, it is just weird. I don't like Nebraska's going to be good, I think, next year. I think they're going to make a bowl game this year. I'm just high on Michigan this year. I think Bryce Underwood is legit. I know he kind of had a stinker last week. But this is a good game for Michigan to really show, like, hey, we're still fucking Michigan. We're going to be competing for a playoff spot at the end of the year, at least a New Year's 6 bowl game. And I like whatever his name is, the Nebraska head coach. But I just think it's Michigan. I think it's Michigan all the way. Nebraska head coach, Matt Rule. I like Matt Rule a lot. I think he builds programs very well. I mean, look at where he's been other than the Panthers. But in college, he knows how to do it right. Give me Michigan -2.5, though. I think it's still Michigan. Like I reiterated, I think Bryce Underwood was really good. I saw a quote somewhere that they're kind of giving free reins to Bryce Underwood this week. So he's going to be able to make plays a lot more with his legs, with his arm. They're going to run the fuck out of the ball. I still think it's Michigan run game is dominant as ever. Give me Michigan -2.5. Florida, Miami. Miami -7.5. I'm not going to fall into the Florida trap. I'm not going to fall into the, hey, USF is going to cover against Miami. I think Miami might be legit. I think they're going to win the ACC. Mark my words. Health being one of them. I like that Florida quarterback. He's good. I don't think he's anything special, but I think they are just not good. Florida quarter DJ Lagway. I think DJ Lagway is good. But if I had to be honest, I don't think Florida as a whole is good, though. I think what the head coach, they keep saying, like, yeah, he's our guy. He must. Why am I lagging? Am I lagging? No. I think the head coach at Florida I think his time's up. I think it's been up. I think they have one of the hardest schedules back-to-back years. I just don't know how that guy still has a job there. I legitimately have no idea how that guy has a job there. You don't make bowl games anymore. The culture of Florida football is dead. I don't know how you have a job there. He must be an excellent recruiter. He must be a great fucking negotiator, whatever it is. I just don't know how that works out. On the flip side, I think Miami is really good. I think they have a good quarterback. I think they have a really good defense. Special teams is in order. All that kind of stuff. Give me the Miami Hurricanes -7.5. put this game down on the card because it is a top 25 matchup. It's Illinois at Indiana. Indiana minus this 5.5. Give me Illinois minus plus the 5.5. I've taken all favorites so far, and this is purely based on I don't know anything about these programs. I know I can see both coaches' faces. I don't know their names. Both white dudes. The Illinois coach is a little bit, I'm going to say huskier guy, built up. And then the Indiana head coach, glasses. It's not Hugh Freeze. I see. Let's Indiana head coach. Kurt Signetti. There we go. That's who I'm looking at. I think they're both doing great jobs at those programs. They're building them back up. Because a few years ago, you couldn't fucking spell or sniff Illinois or Indiana anywhere on college football. So it's good to see them back in the mix of it. I mean, they're not going to be doing anything special. But give me Illinois plus the 5.5. Purely Illinois is ranked higher than Indiana. I know the Illinois is going into Indiana. But I think Illinois is going to be good. Sure, let's take the plus 5.5. Zero knowledge about this game. Zero. So if I'm wrong, this doesn't bother me. Last game that I have, Michigan State at USC. USC minus 18.5. Let's put some respect on USC, okay? Their offense is good. Their defense is playing really well. Lincoln Riley has them boys humming on offense. And Michigan State's been bad for years now. They've just been bad for so long, since probably Kirk Cousins, when Draymond Green tried to line up his tight end at practice one time. It's just, I just don't know what you do at Michigan State. They have their years where it's like, okay, we're going to fuck around and maybe get good. And then they just never get good. So this is, again, purely biased pick. I've watched maybe 5 minutes of USC this year. Give me USC minus the 18.5. That's college. That is college football right there. Little NFL. Let's talk a little NFL. Whoa, that was my keys. Let's talk NFL. We had some injuries. We had some games getting back on track. We had some shitty wins. We had some fucking bullshit happen. Speaking of the Broncos. Broncos. It's a salty L. How the fuck do you call leverage when the kick before that Will Lutz put up, the Colts were doing the exact same thing? I don't understand how you call leverage in that moment. If that kick was blocked, if someone got a hand on it, if it was tipped, all that kind of stuff, if the leverage affected the kick itself, sure, call the penalty. I don't give a fuck. But you don't call it in that moment because you're looking at it more intently like, hey, I need to make sure my bet hits. Like, fuck you, ref. You made a terrible call, and guess what? You're never going to go anywhere. You're never going to ref the big games. You're never going to ref the AFC Championship game or the NFC Championship game. That crew of officials just got their fucking card punched to not make any other big games. It just is what it is. I apologize to make it it's a shot at the refs, but also, like, fuck you, refs. That was not leverage. The Colts did the exact same thing when Will Lutz was lining up for the kick that he missed. Fucking kickers. That's all you can say about them is go to the sideline, sit down, and shut up. And when I call on you, you kick the ball through the uprights. It's a bad loss for the Broncos. And Bo Nix does not look good. He does not look good one bit. He has his plays. He has his throws here and there. But I'm looking for consistency at this point. The defense didn't play good at all. How they are this bad right now is beyond me. Look, we talked about it in college. It's kind of the same thing for the NFL. Offenses develop slower than defenses. But after being in the system for now going on your second year, even with receivers in that offensive line, you guys should be flowing like water. There shouldn't be any hiccups. Defensive side, it's like, okay, new players, new things, new additions, but you're professional athletes. You understand the scheme, or if you didn't understand the scheme, you wouldn't be out there. Motherfuckers, learn how to tackle in open space. Break down, push them out of bounds. Don't overshoot it to get an undercut off a one-on-one with a running back, linebacker, Singleton. They did not look good. I'm waiting for them to show up and prove that they are a good team. But at this point, they're right in the middle of I have right now it's the Chargers, the Broncos winning the AFC West. And right now I'm going to say 70-30 Chargers. The Chargers look phenomenal. The Chargers look absolutely phenomenal. But the Broncos, they look like an average team. Like they look like, hey, we might make the playoffs this year. Other than that, they don't look good. They don't look good. Like that is their ceiling, and that's where we're gonna live for the time being. And I'm gonna lower my expectations a little bit because we shouldn't be losing to this Colts team. Maybe this Colts team might be legit. Maybe Daniel Jones had a resurgence in his career after going to Minnesota and being under Kevin O'Connell. But it's still like I'm waiting for. Maybe I'm wrong about the Colts. I don't think the Colts are good. Their defense is average. Like their defense has been playing out of their mind lately, and Daniel Jones too. Like Jonathan Taylor had a hell of a game. This Broncos defense is meant for man coverage across the board and to stop the run. When Jonathan Taylor has 175 yards rushing in a game, that's embarrassing as a defense. It's just horrible. The man coverage thing doesn't bother me. Daniel Jones picking you apart left and right bothers me. Look, maybe I should give more credit to Daniel Jones, but motherfucker, he's not that good. Maybe he is. I don't know, but it is embarrassing to watch. Figure it out, Broncos. I'm getting off my pedestal now, my soapbox, whatever you want to say. I'm lowering the expectations. Hey, maybe we're going to make the playoffs. I have a future for the Broncos to maybe make it the Super Bowl. I feel like I should just cash that out and play with that money now because it does not look good. Oh, speaking of the Chargers, let's go back to the Chargers. Let's just talk about Monday Night Football real quick. Bucks look exceptionally well. Baker is an absolute dog. Houston was in the fight the entire time, but the Bucks are just too much to handle. I love Baker, the way they run that offense. That defense is going to be really good. Levante David had just a gift thrown to him from C.J. Stroud. A gift thrown to him, and he drops it. If he picks that off, Bucks maybe go get a field goal, maybe a touchdown. Just have to. That was the seal of the game. Instead, Texans go down, score. Baker 2-minute drill or minute and a half drill goes down the field, wins the game. I mean, it was an impressive win. That's one of the teams I've been high on for this entire. Like last year, I kind of felt it. Like, hey, they're really good. I'm a Baker fan. I'm biased towards him, but like he's really good. He's really good, and he has that Bucks offense flowing. Todd Bowles has that defense locked in. I think their division is locked up already. I think it's the Bucks division, maybe even the 1 seed in the NFC. That's kind of where I'm leaning right now. Like it's them or the Eagles, maybe the Rams, but Bucks look really good. And then the late game on Monday night, it was the Chargers, Raiders. Raiders look kind of like ass, kind of like normal, kind of how we're expecting them to be. Look, they're definitely going to win their games, but like at the moment with how they just played the Chargers, they did not look good. The Chargers look phenomenal. I think the Chargers are really good. I'm finally puffing my chest about my Justin Herbert take that I've been sitting on for 3 years. I think he is a great quarterback. I think he's 6'6", fucking throws rockets, can read a defense, can run out of the pocket, make plays with his legs. He's dating Madison Beer, all the fucking things you need in a quarterback. I think the Chargers win the AFC West because the Chiefs. What the fuck are the Chiefs doing? You just lost to the Eagles for the third time out of the 3 times you played them in the last year and a half now, 2 years. It sucks. It doesn't suck because I don't like the Chiefs. I don't think they look good at all. I think they're missing a lot of pieces. That defense is kind of getting, I'm not going to say scorched, but they're showing their weaknesses early in the season. That's going to come back to bite them in the ass later in the season. I don't think Patty looks good. I think he is turning into a check down king. Travis Kelce doesn't have the hands like he used to anymore. I mean, he caused the interception for the Eagles to go down and win it. It's finally catching back up to them. Because don't be wrong, they were maybe a future dynasty in the making, but they don't look good. They don't look good. And on the Eagles case, they look solid. I mean, you can say all you want. Jalen Hurts isn't a quarterback. He's a running back playing quarterback position. He wins. He's a fucking winner. That's all he cares about is winning. And you heard Chandler Jones chirp him. He's like, we held you to 100 fucking yards. Throwing, you can't even throw the ball. And Jalen Hurts chirps back. He's like, we won the fucking game. Shut your ass up. I'm taking Jalen Hurts. Don't get me wrong. Jones is a fucking scary man. Scary man. But Jalen Hurts he's got the Super Bowl on him. He's got this win on him. He can talk all the shit he wants. Steelers are a good bad team, maybe? Are they a good bad team? Like, they didn't look good against Seahawks. Seahawks defense looked really good. Aaron Rodgers made a fucking phenomenal throw, booted it out to the right out of the pocket, throwing it off basically almost horizontal to the ground, throws it in a bucket as a guy is coming across on the other sideline. Just a phenomenal throw. He's still got the arm, but he just cannot move, which is going to be their detriment. Steelers, frisky, maybe a playoff team, wild card. Lions get back on track. They got back on track. They didn't want to lose to Ben Johnson. Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown went off, had fucking crazy games. And the Bears just aren't good. I think they're still in the rebuilding process. I think when they think a rebuild, it might take 5 years. Like, no, rebuild is maybe supposed to take 2 to 3 years. Like, first year, you draft a quarterback. Second year, you get some weapons and maybe more protection. Third year, you probably get more defense to stop the run, help out the pass a little bit, and then you're set. And then all those things should fall into place. So by year 4, you really should be competing for a deep playoff run and in a rebuild. In my head, that's how it's supposed to work. But NFL franchises are like, no, it's going to be 3 years or maybe even 2, depending on how good they are. That's kind of where the Broncos are at right now, too. But the Lions look great. I'm not worried about the Lions. That kind of just shows me that the Green Bay Packers are that fucking good. I think the Green Bay Packers might fuck around and win the Super Bowl this year. I want to look at their odds when I get off here, just to see if maybe I cash out of the Broncos' future. Maybe we get a Broncos-Green Bay rematch in the Super Bowl. That'd be amazing. Then the big news, Joe Burrow out for at least 3 months. Grade 3 turf toe. I don't know. I feel bad for the guy because he's had, so many surgeries since he's been in the NFL. Year 1, he had a surgery. Year 2, he had a good year, went to the Super Bowl. Year 3, had a surgery. Year 4, I mean, he had the hand last year. It's just he's not a healthy guy. It sucks to see because he puts so much energy and effort into training his body to be as healthy as possible, and it's just not working out. It sucks. And probably the Bengals are just cursed. I mean, this just is what it is. If he got traded to a different team, he might not have these injuries, but he has that big-ass contract. And I bet you anyone would trade for Joe Burrow, but it's like he's not going anywhere. It sucks because think about it. 3 months. If it's 3 months, if it's legitimately 3 months, we're in September, so October, November, December, you're coming back for playoffs, even if you guys are in the playoff hunt. I just don't see it happening. And Jake Browning, probably not going to win you a whole lot of games. So my question to you is, do you go get Jameis Winston? Do you maybe fuck around and try to cut Kirk Cousins a deal? Be like, hey, come finish the year out for us. We're not going to sign you long term. If the Falcons want to eat some of your contract, we'll come here. We can do that. I think Jameis might be the most fun. If you actually want to win a lot of games and maybe be like, hey, Joe Burrow's going to come back in playoffs when we make the playoffs, then Kirk, you're probably not playing. But if you want to have fun and watch Jamar Chase have fucking 150 yards a game and 2 touchdowns, sign Jameis. I think Jameis would be the answer. I think he'd be the most fun option. I think he can actually do it. Is it going to be the most, competent quarterback play? I don't think so. But if you want fun and you want stats and you maybe want to sneak into the playoffs and have Joe Burrow actually come back and be like a smooth transition, like, hey, Joe Burrow's still our number 1 quarterback. Jameis step off to the side. He's healthy now. Then I think it's Jameis. But if you sign Kirk, maybe trade for Kirk. If Atlanta wants to eat some of that salary cap and be like, Kirk, just come get your feet wet with us, get healthy, or get Joe Burrow healthy, and then maybe step aside if Joe Burrow comes back healthy. It really just depends on Joe Burrow's health. It really does, because if he tries to force it to come back, it's not going to end well. So it's more than likely he's going to sit out the rest of the season, which sucks, which absolutely sucks. And I can say that because I have him on my fantasy team. I have Joe Burrow on my fantasy team, and I had to go pick up fucking Daniel Jones, which who knows? Who knows what I'm going to get out of Daniel Jones? If it's what I'm getting right, if I'm going to pick up Daniel Jones in fantasy and he's playing right now, okay, yeah, I'm fine with that. But I know I know, and you know in the truest of your hearts that Daniel Jones is not that guy. He's not going to keep playing like this because he's going to start taking more risks because he feels confident, and he's going to start to revert back into old Daniel Jones. And then he's going to have to go back to Minnesota, talk to Kevin O'Connell, and be like, don't do this. And then he's going to be good again. Whatever. Anyways, let's talk picks for NFL Week 3. Thursday Night Football, Dolphins at Bills. I don't think I need to do a deep analysis on this game. I think it's Bills minus 11.5. I think Josh Allen is playing out of his mind right now. Even though he has a broken nose, it looks horrible. Probably something you're going to get done in the offseason. Dolphins, not good. Tyreek probably out at the trade deadline. Maybe Mike McDaniel gets fired around week 5 or 6 if they go 0-5, 0-6. Because the Dolphins have a pretty decently easy schedule. I know they play some easy teams coming up. Mike McDaniel gets fired probably mid-season. If not, he's definitely going to get fired at the end of the season because just the way this team is going, it's not looking good. He's going to go be an offensive coordinator again somewhere. Bring him to the Broncos. I'll take him to the Broncos. Maybe as like an assistant. I don't know. Regardless, I think it's the Bills minus 11.5. I think this is one of those games where the Bills get up like 40-10 in like the fourth quarter. The starters don't play. And maybe the Dolphins do like a backdoor cover. Like they go on an absolute run in the fourth quarter. But I think it's Bills minus 11.5. Also, going into Sunday, we have 9 morning games. It is. I think I've seen this all over Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. It's the biggest gripe that people have with the NFL, and I'm one of those people where it's like, dude, can we not space out some of these games? That way, we don't have 1, 2, 3, 4 games going on in the afternoon. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Can we get at least like an 8-5 split? A 7-6 split would be amazing. If it goes late, there's nothing going on immediately after these afternoon games. There's like an hour in between before Sunday Night Football starts. Space the games out. Please. Just fucking do it, NFL. Sunday morning games. Packers at Browns. Don't really need to do analysis on this. I think it's Packers minus 7.5. Parsons is going to get after Flacco. I think Parsons in that defense is going to get after Flacco. Flacco can't move that well. I think he's going to get eaten up alive. I think we maybe see some Dylan Gabriel in this game because I think the Packers are going to run it up. And the Packers are really good. I think we see Dylan Gabriel, maybe even Shador. Maybe this is where kind of the quarterback battle starts. I think Flacco gets at least the first half. If Packers are up like 28-0, I think you go Dylan Gabriel, Shador, and just be like, hey, here's what we're going to do. Probably Dylan Gabriel before you even mention Shador. Like, you're going to give Dylan Gabriel at least a full quarter. But I think it's Packers minus a 7.5. Colts at Titans. Colts are minus 3.5 going on the road to a division rival. Titans looked a little bit better last week. Cam Ward had that crazy throw, rolling out to his right, threw it across his body into the back of the end zone on the left side. It was a touchdown. He's like, I'm probably that dude, where in hindsight, that is a horrible throw. But, hey, if you can fucking make that throw and it's a touchdown, it looks amazing. If that's a pick, you're getting your ass chewed when you come back on the sideline. Part of me wants to ride with the Colts. The only thing that hesitates me is they're finally on the road. They're 2-0 at home. Cam Ward and the Titans are looking for their first win. It's a division rival. I think I'm going to take the Titans plus 3.5. I need the Colts to prove it to me. Yeah, they beat 2 good teams or 2 decently good teams because I don't know what the fucking Broncos are right now. But the Titans are looking for a win. I think Cam Ward's going to play good at home, first home game or second home game, learn some things. If the Colts win this game, it's not going to mean a whole lot to me, but it shows me that this offense can travel and that the run game can travel and the defense can travel. And if Daniel Jones plays like he's been playing, I'll eat my words. I have no problem eating my words. I do it all the time. It doesn't fucking bother me. Fuck you. Just like that. Hey, if you're watching this right now, be a friend, tell a friend, like, comment, and subscribe. Spread the word. Beyond the spread. Going to the fucking moon. Like, comment, and subscribe. Help your boy out. Next game. Bengals at Vikings. Vikings minus 2.5. If I'm getting Jake Browning, which I probably am, I think it's Vikings minus the 2.5. I think J.J. McCarthy had a very poor performance at home against the Falcons Sunday night, which I don't think many people watched that game. Like, yeah, I watched it, but I wasn't like tuned in the way I was with the Ravens-Bills game the week before. It sucks for people who have Jamar Chase. It sucks for people who have Joe Burrow. It sucks for people who have T. Higgins or Chase Brown or Mike Gesicki. Like, the entire offense just flows around Joe Burrow, which fucking sucks for us fantasy owners. But I think Jake Brown came in and what do you have? 3 interceptions. The Vikings defense is really good. I thought the Jaguars defense is very mid. So give me the Vikings. If J.J. McCarthy doesn't turn the ball over and follows the game plan and gets the ball out of his hands and gets the ball into Justin Jefferson's hand, I think it's the Vikings minus 2.5 pretty easily. I'm not going to say the Bengals aren't going to fight, but it's just no Joe Burrow, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to take the Vikings minus 2.5. Steelers at Patriots. Steelers minus the 1.5. Thoughts. Patriots coming off a win. Who did they play last week? I forgot who they played last week. Maybe because I wasn't tuned in. They played the Dolphins. Dolphins are not good. I think it's the Steelers minus the 1. Fuck. I like Drake May. I like Mike Vrabel. I'm not fully there yet. I don't think I'm not going to consider the Patriots a good team. I think they're a very mediocre team, kind of with the Steelers, but the Steelers have that veteran experience. They have that veteran leadership, all that kind of shit. So I think it's the Steelers. I don't feel confident about this pick where like the Patriots might backdoor them and get a game-winning field goal. Because the Steelers' defense hasn't really proven anything to me yet. Like, yeah, Jalen Ramsey has had a couple highlights here and there, and Aaron Rodgers has had a couple highlights, but it hasn't been anything impressive. Like, yeah, you beat the Jets. That was a huge fucking fuck you middle finger for Aaron Rodgers to say to the Jets that you kind of gave up on me kind of thing. I don't feel confident about this pick. This could go either way in my mind because I think that, like I said, the Patriots mediocre. I think the Steelers are a goodish team right now, but they're just above that mediocre level. Average. They're like at the ceiling of the average. Like they could leak into good if they they win some games, like string together some games here. But right now they're like just above the average line. Next game we got Rams at Eagles. Eagles minus 3.5. This is an NFC Championship rematch from last year. Rams almost won that game last year in the snow. This is tough. This is one of those tough ones because Matthew Stafford's been he's starting to get in that rhythm. You can kind of see it with these last 2 games. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, they had a slow start in that first half this last week. Eagles are just solid. They're just solid. You're running into a brick wall, and you have to go through them. You have to go through that fucking brick wall to win. It's tough to go through that brick wall, especially on the road. But give me the Rams plus the 3.5. I think they're going to be ready for this game. I think Sean McVay, who tore his, he has plantar fasciitis. He tore something in his foot coaching in the game last week. I think he was running up and down the sideline and tore something in his foot. Hey, that coach cares. Sean McVay cares. Give me the Rams plus 3.5. I think Sean McVay is going to have a good game plan. I just think, and the Eagles came off, 2 really good wins. I think the Rams come into Philly, not dominate, but I think they're going to throw the fuck out of the ball, and that Eagles secondary is kind of shaky right now, especially with the weapons that the Rams have. Give me the Rams plus 3.5. Jets at Bucks. I don't think I need to do much on this one. I think it's the Bucks minus 6.5 at home. Jets looking for their first win. It's tough. I get it. But Justin Fields just isn't that good. They're going to run the fuck out of the ball. I think the Bucs play really good defense. They're going to confuse Justin Fields. They're going to blitz Justin Fields, make sure he is throwing the ball majority of the time. And if you do that, you're more than likely going to win the game. So give me the Bucs minus 6.5. Raiders at Commanders. Commanders minus 3.5. Raiders on the road. Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, Max Crosby, Ashton Genty. I don't know because the Commanders just lost to the Green Bay Packers. I'm high on the Commanders. That's the other part, and I don't know if I could ever, in good conscience, pick the Raiders to win a good game. Give me the Commanders minus 3.5. I feel like the tail end is gonna fuck me in the end. I think the Commanders win on a field goal, like a 24-21 kind of game. Look, I think Geno can spin it, but they don't have a good offensive line. Their defense is very mid. And I like the Commanders. I like Jane Daniels. I know they lost Austin Eckler, that veteran room running back, but I think Bill, the running back, and I think McLaurin's going to have a good game. Anytime touchdown score, McLaurin. Let's put that down. McLaurin TD score. I think he scores. I'm going to start putting around a TD parlay to going. Falcons at Panthers. Atlanta minus the 6.5. I think it's the Panthers plus a 6.5, honestly. I think that is too big of a spread for Atlanta to handle. Yeah, you saw them cover against Minnesota, who J.J. McCarthy did not play good at all. So you're going into the Panthers, who aren't a very good team, but they could fuck around and surprise some people. Hunter Renfrow had a touchdown. There we go. Maybe the Falcons absolutely dominate this game. I just think the Panthers cover the 6.5. I think Falcons win still, but the 6.5 seems a little big to me for some reason, especially a unexperienced Falcons team going on the road with still a new quarterback with Penix. Give me the Panthers plus the 6.5. Texans at Jags. Jags minus 1.5. This feels like a little bit baity to me because I think the Texans are decently good. Yeah, they just had a bad they kind of choked that, maybe not even choked that game away against the Bucs last night, but I haven't been impressed with the Jags. I haven't seen anything that's like, yeah, they should win this game easily. Give me the Texans plus the 1.5. If anything, it's Texans money line. They need a win. They need to get back on track. This is one of those games where it's like, okay, we're going to go down to Jacksonville. We're going to show everyone why they need to fuck with us. They need to be intimidated by us because, yeah, maybe it's the Jacksonville Jaguars, but like you need to go prove that you can win this game on the road without any questions. The Jaguars are going to give them a good fight, but just kind of mid to me. I don't trust the Jags. Liam Cohen, Trevor Lawrence. I like Trevor Lawrence. I think he's a good quarterback, but I want to believe in CJ Stroud in this Texans team. I think that's really what it is. In my deepest hearts, I want to believe in this CJ Stroud of the Texans team. And this is a good test for him. I think this is an equal match. Obviously, based on the spread, they're an equal match. But I personally just want the Texans to win, I think. Like I said, there's 9 morning games. That's 9. We get into the afternoon games. It's Broncos at the Chargers. Chargers minus 2.5. Look, you've been hearing me suck Justin Herbert's dick off for the last 2 weeks. I think this Chargers team is really good. I think they have the potential to possibly win the AFC West and make a good playoff run if they stay healthy, because there is that Chargers curse that, like, hey, something always goes bad for us late in the season. We get an injury here, we get an injury there, or Justin Herbert gets banged up, jams his finger, something like that. Here's the thing. I can't physically bet again. I'm not going to bet this game. I'm not going to bet the Broncos. I'm also not going to bet against the Broncos. I'm just going to give you my pick, and we're going to move on because I need the Broncos to shut me up. But I think they need to win this game. They really need to win this divisional matchup. I want them to win really, really badly, and I'm going to pick them. And it's a blind. This is a blind faith pick. Blind faith pick because look, I said it earlier. I think the Chargers are really good. I need the Broncos to prove to me that they have one of the best defenses. They need to get after Justin Herbert. They need to lock down these receivers, and they need to show up on offense because we haven't shown up on offense yet. I think we're integrating the offense still. Like, I don't think everyone's fully comprehended on what the fuck they're doing. Bo Nix makes some plays with his legs. Bo Nix throws some good deep balls, but I need him to methodically, continuously get down the field and get points. Look, yeah, punt here and there is not bad, but like 3 and out after 3 and out after 3 and out with no points, not even getting a first down here and there, it's just frustrating to watch. This is a blind faith pick. Prove to me that I should be betting on you more, or not more, but like actually putting money on you. Because honestly, if we put truth serum in me right now, which put it in me, I just put it in myself, I think the Chargers win this game, and I think they cover. I really do. And that's me being me. I think they win this game. But I can't do it for reasons unknown that I have this hat on, and I need them to do what they do. I need that defense to show up. I need them to hold to Justin Herbert to maybe 200 yards passing, and I need Bo Nix to show the fuck up and say, hey, I'm actually arrived, and I'm one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I need him to do that because right now he looks very, very, very average. Saints at Seahawks. Saints are ass. That's all we got to say. It's the Seahawks -7. They just had a really good win against an average Steelers team, but the Saints are even worse, and now they're at home. I think it's the Seahawks -7, 7.5. Yeah. Cowboys at Bears. Bears -1.5. What the fuck? I was writing this down, and I was like, did I read that right? Yeah. The Bears are -1.5. What am I not seeing? Do I not see an injury in Dallas that I need to know about? George Pickens is healthy. CeeDee Lamb is healthy. Dak Prescott's healthy. They have Javonte Williams. They have a pretty good running back game. I forgot the other one. What am I not seeing? The Bears are -1.5. What the fuck? This feels like a trap. This is like me. I feel like they want me to take the Cowboys. In hindsight, I should take the Cowboys. I don't know what this is. I think it's the Cowboys plus the 1.5. I don't know what. Like, I looked on ESPN. Like, it was the Bears -1.5. Let me go into an actual fucking sports book. It doesn't make sense because the Bears aren't good. The Cowboys are at least scoring points and being competitive most of their games. Like, it doesn't. Where is it at? Dallas. Yeah, Bears -1.5. I must be missing. I know I'm missing something, but it's like, is Dak Prescott not playing? Like, is he hurt? Should we ask? Why are the Dallas Cowboys favored -1.5 in the upcoming football game? Let's see. As of week 3, the 2020 Dallas Cowboys are not favored by 1.5 point in their upcoming games. The Bears are actually straight favorites. So why the Bears are favored over the Cowboys? I'll make a decision to make the Chicago Bears a slight favorite in the matchup, likely influenced by several factors, including betting action. So betting action, people have just been hammering the fucking Bears probably because that spread probably started out at fucking 6.5 or something like that. Cowboys defense, Bears offensive potential. This is what it says. Bears offensive potential. Despite the Bears defense allowing a lot of points, their offense is considered a significant threat because of Ben Johnson. Yahoo Sports predicts that the game will be a shootout, and the Bears will have. I mean, I guess like the Dallas defense isn't that good, but 1.5. That's crazy. I think it's the Cowboys plus 1.5. Like, yeah. But you're going to tell me the Bears are going to get in a shootout with the Cowboys? No shot. There's no fucking shot. Shootout? That's my fucking comment. Shootout? That's crazy. They're saying it's going to be a shootout. That's based off Google AI. Like, that's what the fuck they're telling me. Get the fuck out of here. No way. Cardinals 49ers division matchup again. Is Mac Jones playing still? He looked competent last week. I really have no feel on this game. Cardinals are 1-1 in my book, like with betting the spread. So I guess I don't know. Give me the Cardinals plus the 1.5. Maybe they go into 49ers and shock people. I have no feel on this game. Sunday Night Football, Chiefs at Giants. Chiefs -6.5. I think it's the Giants plus 6.5, just based off what I've seen from the Chiefs. They aren't good. They don't have a deep threat anymore. Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy's out. Like it just they don't feel right, and maybe that's why this line is so big. Is because they're gonna get right eventually. But from if the Giants play like the Giants did last week against Dallas, and the Chiefs' defense is like they're good, but they're not anything special. You hear that ambulance outside my door? Fire truck, excuse me. I don't see the Chiefs being 6.5-point favorites. That's crazy to me. On a Sunday night football game where you know Russell Wilson's going to show up, or is he slipping into Kirk Cousins territory where it's like Kirk Cousins never showed up in like primetime games, but like 11 o'clock Sunday afternoon game, Kirk Cousins would ball out. I'm taking the Giants plus 6.5. I think they're going to hang around in this game as long as they possibly can. If anything, I'm okay with a backdoor cover from the Chiefs with a late game touchdown. But I think Malik Neighbors, I think Russell Wilson's going to have a decent game because it is prime time. I'm waiting for that Giants defense, especially that defensive front, to finally show up in a game and get after the quarterback, which I'm hoping they do against the Chiefs. Give me the Giants plus 6.5. Monday Night Football, easily the best game of the week. Easily the best game of the week. We got Lions at Ravens. Ravens minus 4.5. The over-under, which you haven't heard me say yet, is 52.5. First of all, give me the over. I think it's a layup of an over. Lions dominated the fucking Bears last week. Ravens dominated the Browns. Ravens lost to the Bills week 1. Lions lost to the Packers week 1. These two teams are going to be I think the Lions are up there with how even they are as a complete team. Yeah, you could say Lamar Jackson's a little better than Jared Goff. Ravens have a slightly better defense. I mean, slightly, maybe. I have zero feel on this game because I love both these teams. I love Lamar Jackson. I love Jared Goff. I love Dan Campbell. I love Harbaugh, Derrick Henry. DeAndre Hopkins is in fucking Baltimore now. 4.5. This is a big matchup because if the Lions lose, they kind of fall back in their division. If the Ravens lose, they fall back in their division. But the Ravens can easily come back up in their division because Joe Burrow is now out. Steelers aren't going to be very good. And, yeah, who else am I fucking forgetting? The fucking Browns? Is that who's in their division? I always forget this one mixed up. No, I don't want that. Ravens division. AFC North. Yeah. Yeah, it's the Browns. Steelers, Browns, Bengals, Ravens. I don't see this is the Ravens division to essentially lose at this point. I don't have a pick in this game. I love the over. Fuck, who do I want? Who do I want to be talking about Tuesday morning? Who do I want to be talking about? Do I want to be talking about how the Lions look so good, or do I want to talk about how the Ravens just absolutely shit pump the Lions? Give me the Ravens minus 4.5. Fuck, I don't like that. Oh my God, I don't like that because I think Jared Goff is going to have a great game. Give me the Ravens minus 4.5. I like that. You know what? I'm coming back around on it. I think the Ravens are going to dominate. I think they win by at least 8. I think they win by a touchdown. That's Beyond the Spread. Look at that. Long-ass episode. Hour and 3 minutes. Look at us go. Look at us fucking go. I love picking games. I love talking ball. Like, comment, and subscribe. That's me. I need to go get some fucking food in me. I don't know what I'm going to get because your boy's out of groceries. That's the shit that grinds my gears. Why the fuck is groceries so expensive? Why are groceries so expensive? Fix it. Please. I'm broke. Fix the fucking grocery system. I've got to go pay $10 for a pizza. Get the fuck out of here. Like, comment, and subscribe. Beyond the Spread. Like, comment, and subscribe.